Greetings, my friends. Kyle McCoy here, and thank you for joining me as we return to my home away from home, Springfield, USA.
The Simpsons.
Today, we're going to be taking a break from our series of character portraits and instead look at some classic Simpsons iconography. Iconography is going to be our focus on symbols and imagery as opposed to individual characters, a collection of objects that best encapsulate the series. Let's start with probably the most iconic of all, the donut. It's fascinating to me how one TV show can hold such a dominant correlation over a common food item. But you see that pink frosting with rainbow sprinkles? There's no doubt about it. That is a Homer Simpson donut. Oh man, I could really go for a donut. Later. Next up, Lisa's saxophone. Now this is a must-have. It's Lisa's creative outlet and favorite way to express herself. Creator Matt Groening said he originally just found the pairing of this little girl with one of the biggest, clunkiest instruments of all to be irresistible. But since then, her passion for the saxophone has inspired hordes of young girls to pick up the instrument, as illustrated in a New York Times article from 1996. Maggie's pacifier. Definitely her favorite object, and since Maggie doesn't speak regularly, the sound of the pacifier has pretty much become her catchphrase.
Ay, caramba!
Idly hope. Excellent.
Okay, next up is the television. It's in every episode thanks to the opening. Several scenes have featured the characters hugging the TV and talking to it, making it the unofficial 8th member of the family. Yeah, I counted the pets. Next up, Bart Slingshot. Matt Groening always said he was disappointed that the Dennis the Menace character wasn't mischievous enough, so he created a more extreme version in Bart Simpson, complete with Slingshot. Blinky, the three-eyed fish. Kind of a one-hit wonder when you think about it, because we all know that the original Blinky was caught and served up to Mr. Burns in Season 2. But that hasn't stopped this recognizable fish from appearing in video games, toys, and other merchandise. I've always seen Blinky as kind of the unofficial mascot of the show, so I'm definitely going to include him. Duff Beer. And let's go ahead and talk about our next one too, Krusty O's cereal, because these two items are great examples of some basic world building. They could have just used generic brands, but seeing the same local products gives us a sense of familiarity. It's details like these that really make Springfield feel lived in and real to me.
Excuse me, could you tell me where I might find the Burns ooze?
Sorry, Pops, they don't put nobodies on cereal boxes.
Alright, we've got a great list of 8 items going, but here's the thing. I like to make my icon collections in sets of 9 so they can be arranged Brady Bunch style in a 3x3 grid. I know, leave it up to the pixel artist who want everything to be nice and square. So, what will be our final piece? Well, I turned to my social media and had you guys vote on it. You could choose between the sailboat painting, flying pig, inanimate carbon rod, the head of the Jebediah Springfield statue, a flaming moe, a squishy, Marge's Homer ball, or a radioactive man comic. Man, The Simpsons has no shortage of memorable items to choose from, but one got the most votes by far, and the winner was...
It's an inanimate carbon rod!
It's funny how we all remember and love this thing so much, considering it was just in one episode.
Oh, they were just about to show some close-ups of the rod.
But then I realized, we see the inanimate carbon rod in the theme song opening, so it's actually in most episodes, right? Okay, that's probably a different rod, but whatever. Still better than this one.
We just move one space at a time. It's less fun that way.
Time to turn these icons into some fun and colorful magnets, guaranteed to brighten up your fridge. Notice that I'm not worrying about the cartoony black outlines like in our portraits. I'm treating these as if they were realistic objects, so they're each getting about 3 layers of shading. There's the bright side, the base color, and the shadow effect. On the donut, it's light pink, bubblegum, raspberry. On the sax, it's yellow, cheddar, butterscotch. Okay, you get it. Oh, check this out, guys. The carbon rod is only 3 beads wide, so it doesn't quite hide the magnet entirely. See the edges peeking out there? I don't like that. So I'm gonna make another one, but add a healthy green glow around it using the color Prickly Pear. Nice. I felt a little bad that I couldn't nail down a perfect object to represent Marge. I kept coming back to something like a tray of brownies or the vacuum cleaner, but they weren't really working for me. Her sailboat painting and bowling ball didn't get many votes either. So, for now, let's say we've got the pacifier there, and Marge and Maggie kind of go hand in hand, right? And there's the box of Krusty-O's. While probably tied more to Bart, it is a grocery item, and Marge does all the shopping. Plus, the TV really represents the whole family, and that includes Marge. Remember when Homer was gonna pawn it?
Please don't pawn the TV.
Oh, come on, Dad. Anything but that.
Couldn't we pawn my engagement ring instead?
I love having a centerpiece in these sets, and I definitely think that the purple television with the rabbit ears antenna is the ultimate symbol of The Simpsons. I hear they don't even have that in the show anymore. They've upgraded to some HD flat screen thing. Weird. And I hadn't even noticed this, but someone on my Instagram pointed out that the top 3 magnets here spell out joy. Makes sense, because they were a joy to make. My friends, it's always fun to talk Simpsons with you. Thanks for letting me ramble on about my all-time favorite show. You can click the magnet set right there to get all the patterns to make your own, and I'll see you next time. Have fun!